All right, let's get into the paper review now. The headlines are buzzing this morning with different headlines, but certainly we're driving towards Christmas, so you can expect some of them. Now, we have joining us on the paper review now, journalist and blogger Chris Kehinde Nwandu joining us right now. Chris, good morning.
Good morning.
Nice
to be here.
Yeah, great, really. All right, I think let's start with the Punch newspaper now. Yeah. Alleged 69 billion naira fraud. EFCC arrests finance chief of Goodluck Jonathan's campaign. A petition alleges 50 billion naira employee compensation scheme fund diverted. I wonder what you think about this. There has been from Patience Jonathan to, you know, on all of that.
Many of them.
It never seems to end.
That's just it. It's becoming a daily recurrence, and we've been hearing all this for the past 2 years or thereabouts. And my challenge is not even them recovering or calling up people to questions. How many of them have been successfully prosecuted? And we are just tired of these media trials every time. I just think that the EFCC should just get their act together. You don't just come on the pages of papers and just be announcing we've arrested this one over 20 billion, 30 billion, 50. We're just tired of that. Take these guys to court and just get justice.
And that seems to be what we hear.
And that is why, and that's why most people are not even paying attention to all these things. So EFCC should just get their act together. Enough of this media trial. That's
okay. All right. There's something interesting here. Customs record highest revenue ever of 1 trillion naira. Now, the target for 2017 is about 770 billion naira, but they've surpassed that with about 240 billion naira. Yeah. Now, this is really encouraging.
Yes, I think the government got this right when the new CG of custom was, you remember all the controversies that went on
uniform.
Without it,
yes, and probably there's something about the man that most of us didn't know, which the president knew. And what he decided to do is just pull out somebody that is not within the system. And I believe the problem with the custom is that when people come up through the system, they've already know the loopholes and the rest of them, so they can circumvent some of these things. But bringing somebody from outside, I think is working seriously, and I commend the CG, irrespective of whether he's putting on his uniform or not. I think he's doing a good job.
Okay, we still have this one. Badu kills man, son, sister-in-law, injures wife. We thought we had kept Badu behind us.
Exactly, the same thing until I had this, the news last night, and I know that the CP of Lagos is somebody that is that is on top of this. In fact, part of his promotion, why he was made the CP of Lagos, because of his achievements and activities as regards the issue of Badu and all the rascals and everything. So I think he should be on top of it. If they are resurfacing, we should know why, and it should be nipped in the bud.
Exactly.
All right. So, okay, you want to talk about
we have. You know, on the front page there, don't even so much for Christmas.
Don't even go there. The whole place is blocked. If you are moving around Lagos, that's even for Lagos. Yeah. If you are moving around Lagos, and this is the last day before the Christmas. People are moving out of Lagos. People are moving out of the countries, and the phone is going as much as the last working day actually. You know. And it's going as much as 300 naira now. It's going to be a very, very bleak Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it was
saying. Yes. But we will need to warn, because we've also heard that a lot of people are now stocking their jerry cans with fuel and putting their vehicles to travel. I think they should be very careful. It's very dangerous.
Very dangerous.
So people should be told
very
to
good
be
you said
very
that.
careful.
Okay, so we go to the Daily Sun, the major story here. Senate stops $1 billion Boko Haram fund. No money will be spent without due process. Now, it was somehow a shouting bout between the PDP members and APC members. Yes. And interestingly, the senator that raised the motion for discussion wasn't there at the point. And then after they adjourned for 2018, he resurfaced.
It's so funny. And I had the Senate president taking the motion yesterday, and he said, well, this is a very important discussion. We cannot have it now. Why don't you just take a holistic look at it and the rest of them? But what I don't know is, is the federal government, do they necessarily to get a Senate approval before that? That will what will it do? I think that should be explained to us. I think the other different executive council should do that, or the Senate, because I know that unappropriated funds should not be spent. But the president has the power to spend certain funds without the approval. So we need to know. And then the controversy going around the PDP, the Wike said he wants his own money. Why you say he wants is PDP had come out to associate themselves from this. So I think a lot of controversy. I think that should be resolved.
Indeed, and that's some are saying that the governors need to come out now to say to let Nigerians know those that voted in favor and against.
If you say governors forum, I believe there's only one Nigerian governors forum. If you say governors forum, let's know those that voted and those that voted against it.
Okay, so the other next story now. 2019, PDP accuses Buhari of plotting to be sole candidate. We can't be intimidated. That's according to the chairman of the party, which is Secondus. They are saying that it's the APC that is perpetuating the brewing crisis now in the party.
APC used that term during their time in opposition, so I'm not surprised the PDP is also using that. So it's a vicious cycle. It's a politics also. I'm not taking them seriously.
All right, I am undecided about 2019. That's according to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, who defected to the PDP.
You can tell that to the Marine. We know
Nigerians are waiting.
We know. We really know.
Okay, let's go to The Guardian now. Some of these stories are stories we've reviewed before. Lawmakers kick as Senate shifts debate on $1 billion fund and motion sponsor. Yeah, exactly. Let's make the people see what we're. And then we have motion sponsor absent, reappears after adjournment. Ogoni cleanup also deserves priority, says activists. I guess this is going to be a twist to the whole thing.
Yes, it is. That's taking too long after how many months? I'm surprised that we've not really kickstarted the cleanup exercise. Because
after there was a resolve to
starting this thing, and the VP went there and everything. I'm still shocked that and we just have about 2 years to the end of this particular regime, and nothing has been done about it. I think we should get to the
okay. One more headline here says how to end lingering fuel scarcity. Pengasan is trying to put forth some resolution.
Is it the same Pengasan?
The same I wonder if we have more than one Pengasan. But I think from everything we're seeing, it's most likely there's going to be scarcity into the new year.
Definitely there will be, because there's no two way about it. Just have been discussing on this platform. The fact is that we have a shortfall. And then NNPC is just trying to
wonder why Nigeria always has a shortfall every December, almost every December.
It's not Nigeria we should blame. It should the powers that be, the NNPC. They know that towards the end of the year, there's always the rush. You know, people are traveling, so people are going to use a lot of this. So they're supposed to bombard and make sure that they have. They say they have enough, but even at NNPC filling stations, they don't have. You see queues.
True.
You understand? You go to some of them, they are locked up. Okay, the problem is that they say they have enough. We know they don't have enough. By having so many on the high seas doesn't mean that they are, because, okay, you say you imported some. NNPC imports about 70% of the local consumption, okay? And you say you have enough, but when you have about 30, 40 vessels on the high sea that have not been discharged,
it's true, really. There's a clear difference between having
it on
yes, the tank farms don't have fuel,
right.
and that's the fact.
All right, so we go to the Vanguard newspaper. Still on the senators talking about $1 billion and the need to discuss it and then pushing it forward. But the riders, protests, I say, okay, the second one, militants give federal government ultimatum to release $1 billion for the Niger Delta development, or else they would start attacking national oil installations.
That is just
what's the source for the goods is source for the gander. After all, that region made the country to even have that money in the first place.
That is the problem, and I hope this will not resuscitate the issue of the amnesty program once again, because it has been for some time now. We've not been really in the known as to what is happening within the amnesty. So with this kind of amnesty, but good enough, although the government shot itself on the foot when it came out and just say, oh, it's for
Boko Haram.
It had to take about 2 days for the VP to come back and say, no, it's not.
Exactly.
For everybody.
So, and that is the problem we've always had, information management.
In all of this, there has to be a way. Government has to look for a way to put an end to the situation where the Niger Delta militants can hold the government to ransom, blackmail them into succumbing to whatever they want.
I totally agree with you.
Settle this issue, clean up the place, east-west road, you know, and let them be, so that these people don't come back every time. But we have to leave it here now, I guess.
Okay, I just want to put out this story. No more imposition of candidates under my watch, says PDP chairman. Because many will wonder how he got to power.
Story for the gods. Story for the gods. Even the elitists Even the unity list that came out with, we also, even before this thing, and
we interviewed the fresh PDP faction yesterday, and they said there was all the officers were imposed and they were aggrieved, and they're talking of a new faction. Well, we have to thank you. We have to thank you, Chris Kende-Nwandu. Thank you for coming this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go on a short break now, and when we return, it will be time to look at the safety measures you need to put in place as you travel or stay back in your state to celebrate Christmas. Stay with us.